Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching my videos. This video is in a series of videos where we are talking about roles and responsibilities of seafarers on board. In this video specifically we are talking about roles and responsibilities of engine ratings. Last video we had seen the roles and responsibilities of deck ratings where we had covered all the deck ratings of designations, for example able seaman, bosun, deck fitter, pump man, ordinary seaman, etc. etc. If you have not watched those videos, please do take time and watch the videos. I have made it in two parts where I have covered some ranks in the first part and some ranks in the second part. In this video, we are going to talk about engine ratings. Who are engine ratings? Engine ratings are basically seafarers who work in the engine room in the supporting function. The certification what they have is the support level certification is what they have. We'll go rank by rank and I will explain to you in each of the ranks what will be the salaries and the certification required. So let's jump into the video. First rank you will see is the oiler or motorman. Oiler or motorman are basically the support level ratings as I mentioned, and they require the certification of 3/5. On the deck side we had seen the able seaman is the counterpart of oilers who have the COC of 2/5. Okay, so in the engine department it is the 3/5. It is the chapter where this regulation is mentioned. Okay, if you go to this STCW convention and you go to the chapter 3 and convention regulation 3/4, then you will be able to see the requirement of the oiler or motorman. What about the salary? Salary is in very similar lines with what I mentioned for able seaman. Able seaman I had mentioned it can be anything between 1400 to 1600 or 1700, the similar range for the oiler or motorman. It depends on the nationality, it depends on the type of certification he holds, for example what flag certification he has, whether the watch keeping or the certificate of proficiency COP which is called is issued in India or some other country. It all depends on that. Also depends on the nationality of the seafarer. Is he Indonesian, Pakistani, Ukrainian, Russian, Filipino? So all these nationalities have different salary ranges. Okay, let's go into his duties. Oiler or motorman assist the engineer officer with routine maintenance and repairs of engines, sub pumps, and other machinery. As I told you, these the ratings which we are going to discuss today are all of the support level ratings. That means they support the function of what engineers are doing and help with the watch keeping and other maintenance in the engine room. They are always the second and cannot lead any watch keeping per se. Perform routine maintenance tasks such as cleaning, lubrication, and adjustment of machinery. They take regular rounds and check the parameters of various machinery, perform small oiling jobs, and also cleaning and adjustment of machinery where required. Monitor the level of fuel, oil, and water in various tanks and systems. There are so many machineries operating in the engine room at any given time. While it might be while sailing or at port, then the oilers are basically the support watch keepers, where they are supposed to have a clear watch of all the machineries operating, their levels, their temperature, etc. Hence, the oilers play a very key role in the proper monitoring of the machineries which are running. Monitor the performance of machineries and systems and report any abnormality to the engineering officer. Engineering officer are the watch keepers who are at the operational level or at the management level. Okay, so as the oilers are in the support level, they go and report any abnormalities which they observe in the machinery to the watch keeping officer. That can be either the third engineer, the fourth engineer, or the second engineer. And if they feel anything urgent needs to be done, they can also do an emergency stop by informing the engineering officer so that the machinery is not damaged more than the required level. Assist with operation and maintenance of the ship's boilers and auxiliary systems. Again, he operates. There are some machineries where the oilers become so proficient that they can operate the machinery. Hence, they are also given the rights or the operation requirements so that the oilers can operate these machineries without the supervision of the engineering officer. Next, we go to the rank of Viper. Performance maintenance, repair and overhaul of main engines, auxiliary engines and associated equipment. Basically, he is below the rank of the oiler or the motorman and mainly involved in keeping the engine room clean and tidy at all times. He is also given the duties of upkeep of the fabric system inside the engine room and ensures the engine room is always painted and kept clean and always sparkling. There are also engine room bilges which are always can be filled with water or oil. Hence, the Viper's duty is to keep the engine room bilges also clean and dry at all times. Perform mechanical repairs such as replacement of pistons, bearings and valves. These are all big jobs which will be conducted by the second engineer or third engineer and supported by the engine room staff. Hence, Viper plays a supporting role wherever required for completing the jobs successfully. Troubleshoot mechanical problems and carry out diagnostic tests on engines and machinery. These are all very technical subjects and Viper is not actually capable of doing such things on his own. So he will be supporting the engine officer or the electrical officer for that matter, where he will be as an assistant and provide necessary tools and equipments to the electrical officer or the watchkeeping officer as required. Operate and maintain workshop machinery and equipment. There are some machineries which the Viper can operate in the engine room workshop, where he will be allowed to operate without the supervision of an engineer watchkeeper. However, this is very rare and the Viper is always supervised by the oiler when he is working any job on any of the machineries or equipment in the engine room workshop. That completes the duties of Viper. We did not talk about the salaries and certification of the Viper. With regards to the salaries are again similar to the ordinary seaman which we saw on the deck side. So it can be anywhere between 900,000 to 1,100 to 1,200, depending again on the nationality of the crew, trade of the vessel, type of the vessel, and also what flag certification does the Viper hold. The Indian watchkeeping has a higher value, the Panamanian or the Honduras watchkeeping has lesser value. There are some requirements similar to the ordinary seaman, where Viper can have either the 3-bar-4 certification or he might need only the Chapter 6 basic SCCW training requirements. It again depends on the safe manning documents, where it will be mentioned what kind of certification is required for the Viper. Let's go to the next rank, which is the engine fitter. Engine fitter is basically a technical person who knows and understands welding of various plates and types of metals in the engine room. Mainly, the engine room consists of a lot of pipes. Hence, the engine room fitter is always required to have a 6G welding, which is required for the proficiency of welding pipes. Let's go into the duties. Before that, let us talk about the certification and the salaries. Certification, he requires basic SCCW courses. He doesn't need any license per se like the Viper or the oiler who require 3-bar-4 and 3-bar-5 respectively. He requires only the basic certification. However, he might require other certification like 6G welder certificate, where he will be giving the test at a class approved testing center, and the class approves his welding capabilities and issues a certificate. This certificate, the 6G certificate, is also required to be renewed in the interval of 3 to 4 years to ensure the fitter is still proficient in welding pipes. So this is the one of the certificates which the fitter will require. He might also undergo training on the lathe, which is a very important equipment on board the ship in engine room. He might have specific training on lathe, or he might have used the lathe in his previous vessels. Okay, so these are the main certification which the fitter requires. However, as for SCCW, he requires only the basic courses. Now going to his duties. Engine room fitter is support level rating in the engine department of a merchant vessel. As I told, the ratings are all support level ratings which have only the support level training and certification. Responsible maintenance repair of machinery and equipment in the engine room. He maintains and he takes the lead in case of maintenance, regular maintenance of small machineries, and also takes a role of lead support in case of overall of big machineries. Has knowledge of operating, maintaining lathe machines for shaping and cutting various mechanical parts. As I mentioned, he has the knowledge of working on lathe machines which are required for example shaping, cutting, threading, etc. Has knowledge of 6G welding, a welding technique used to join two pieces of metal in a pipe. This also I explained that he requires the 6G welding capabilities to ensure he is able to weld pipes. Assist in overhauling a machinery by dismantling, cleaning, repairing and reassembling machinery to restore it to optimal performance. Again, as I mentioned, any major equipment overhauling or servicing or breakdown maintenance is being done, he acts as the principal support from the engine room rating side and helps the watchkeeping officer or the second engineer in ensuring the overhauling or the repairing of the item is done successfully and to the satisfaction for operations. Continuous training and development in these areas are necessary to keep up with the latest advancement in technology and equipment. As I mentioned, he undergoes a lot of trainings on lathe machine and the 6G welding, and also he is regularly tested on his capabilities on 6G welding so that he is continuously proficient in welding and does not lose the knack of welding the pipes. Before we end this video, I will also talk about the salaries of fitter which we missed out. Salaries are in the range of very similar to the bosun which we discussed earlier. The salaries can vary from around 1800 to it may go up to 2200 and 2300 as well, based again on the nationality, the vessel type, the certification he has, and also trade pattern and specific requirements of the vessel he is working on. That completes a small video on the duties and responsibilities of engine room ratings. I hope you have got a fair idea on the ratings, what they perform in the engine room and how do they support the proper functioning of the engine room with the support to the engineer officers. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope you have learned something from this video. Please do like, share and comment on this video, and also will be great if you get feedback on the content and delivery of the subject, and also you can suggest more topics which I can make videos on in my upcoming sessions. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care.